Okay, so Jeremiah, now we're going to assess your respiratory system, and I'm looking at your back, and it looks nice and symmetric, and your spine is midline, and you have good posture, and your muscle development looks good, and your movement looks symmetric, and it doesn't look labored, and that looks good. And then I'm just going to I'm going to palpate, and I don't feel any masses. Any tenderness when I do that? Okay, so that's great. Okay, and so then I'm just going to go down to like the 10th rib. Okay, and Jeremiah, can you take a deep breath in? Okay, and then release. Exhale. Okay, great. So Jeremiah, my thumbs move symmetrically and equally upon inhalation, and then they came in again symmetrically and equally on exhalation. So that's good. So your thoracic excursion is good. Okay, so now I'm going to percuss your lung field. So could you give yourself a big bear hug? Okay, and just relax. All right. Okay, good. So Jeremiah, it was resonant throughout, so that's good. Okay, and now I'm going to just do another test. Okay, and Jeremiah, with this one, I want you to take a deep breath in and then exhale it all the way. Okay, and then just kind of hold it. Okay, ready? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Okay. All right, and then Jeremiah, one more time, could you take a deep breath in, but only this time I want you to hold it, okay? Okay. All right. So Jeremiah, I'm just going to measure this. Okay, now it's about 5 centimeters, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. Okay. And now I'm going to want to auscultate. Okay. All right. So Jeremiah, this one, I just want you to whenever you feel the diaphragm, okay, I want you to breathe in and out through your mouth, not your nose. And if you start to feel dizzy, you let me know. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So here we go. Okay. Take a deep breath in every time you feel the diaphragm. In and out. Okay, fabulous, Jeremiah. So no adventitious sounds, no wheezing, no cracking, crackles, no rhonchi, soft vesicular sounds throughout the periphery, and so that's what we're looking for. So fabulous, okay. And then Jeremiah, the only thing I want to do now is just I want to check your CVA, okay, for tenderness, okay, okay, and so I'm going to go right here to your CVA angle right here. Okay, and you tell me if it feels tender, okay? Mm-hmm. Any tenderness?
No.
Okay. Any tenderness?
No.
Okay. All right, so Jeremiah, let me just look here real quick and see. I think we're good. Okay. All right, so we're good with that. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and we'll get you turned back around, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, Jeremiah, so just real quickly, I'm just going to kind of walk you through how to do a breast exam, and even boys need to do these. Okay, so, and if you're a girl, you want to do it like 7 days after your period when your breast tissue isn't as tender, okay? And what you want to do is you want to stand in front of a mirror, and you want to look for symmetry, you want to look for the venous pattern, and basically you're looking for any changes, okay, and you're looking for any skin breakdown, and you're looking for any masses or swellings or anything that's out of the ordinary, and looking at the nipples, and if they've, look at the direction they're pointing, and if any change in that, then you definitely want to have that looked at. And it's okay if one is bigger than the other, as long as it's always been that way. So you're looking for changes and skin breakdown, that sort of thing. And you want to also change the musculature by putting your hands on your hips and kind of pushing down. And also you can put your hands on your hip and you push down, and that kind of changes the musculature to where it brings out dimples and puckering and that sort of thing. And so if you see any of that, you definitely want to let your doctor know. Okay, and then you want to do concentrated circles, and you want to lie down. You want to put your hand behind your head like this, and just get real nice and loose. And you want to just go in little circles and start like from the axilla, your armpit, and you want to do loose, okay? From top to bottom, covering the whole breast. And you want to do this bilaterally, of course. And then you also, when you get to your nipple, you want to squeeze it both ways and look for discharge. And then you also have a lot of lymph nodes that you want to check. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you just real quick. I know you're ticklish, so be careful. But you just want to, like you have one right here, the epitrochlear right here. So you just want to palpate it. And then you have your lateral nodes, and you're going to palpate here. And then down in your, real deep into your armpit, your axilla, you're going to have some central lymph nodes that you'll want to palpate, and your subscapular lymph node, and then you have a pectoral lymph nodes that you'll want to palpate. And then right here on the side of the sternum, you have some internal mammary lymph nodes that you'll want to palpate. So yeah, you want to be very systematic about that. Okay. And let's see if there's anything else on that. Okay, and so I think we covered all that. So that's good. And then just before we go on to your heart and other things, I just want to just recap real quick. Some things I may have missed earlier, but when I was looking at your mole, I think I said that it was asymmetrical. It's actually symmetrical, and that's what we're looking for, that it's symmetrical, so we're good on that. And of course your pupil size, they're not too big, too little. They're about 4 millimeters, so they're good size. So I just want to point that out. And I was looking at the skin on your throat, and I was looking at your neck. I was looking at the skin, and the skin looks great. And when I was also taking your temporal and your carotid artery, I was listening to that with the bell. So I just want to point that out just to make sure, because I don't know if I was clear on that. And then also I just want to check the strength of your neck, okay? So Jeremiah, in the range of motion, can you flex and extend your neck? Okay, and can you do lateral? From side to side? Okay, and can you rotate it? Okay, good. Now I just want you to just see if you can push my hand. Okay, and back. Okay, and side to side. Okay, good. And turn. Okay, and turn this other way. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so Jeremy, you have full range of motion, and you have +5 muscle strength, so fabulous. Okay, we'll stop there, and then we're going to start with the heart. Okay, Jeremiah, so before we get going on this, I just wanted to just make sure that I also included that you would really check out the axilla, inspect it, palpate it, because this is a really important area. And of course, when you inspect the breast, you definitely want to, the areola and the nipple, you want to get that full inspection and palpation. And so when I said inspect the breast, I also was including that too. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your heart. And Jeremiah, could you just turn your head this way? Okay. Oh, you don't, everybody's sure. Yeah. Okay, I see your jugular vein right here, and I don't see any distension, so that's good. Now I'm just going to look at the chest. I don't see any heaves, any lifts. It looks nice and flat, and the skin looks good. I don't see any discoloration or lesions or any bruising or anything to be concerned about with the skin, so that all looks good. And then I'm just going to just palpate the AP, the point of maximum impulse right here, and again, no lifts or heaves, and so that is good. Okay, and so now I'm just going to just review that the second intercostal space on the right is your aortic valve, and then your second intercostal space on your left side is your pulmonic valve. And then if you go down to your third intercostal space, you have your herbs. And then if you move down to your fifth intercostal space on the left, you have your tricuspid valve. And then on your left intercostal space, fifth intercostal space, midclavicular, you have your mitral valve. So that's going to be the system I'm going to follow. And so I'm first going to palpate, again, listening, trying to feel for any vibrations or lifts or heaves. And it's going to start here on the right second intercostal space, the aortic valve. I don't feel any problems there. I'm going to move over here to the left second intercostal space and feel the pulmonic valve, and again, no vibrations. Okay, and move down to herbs. That's good. And then still on the left side, fifth intercostal space, the tricuspid valve, feeling that. And I don't feel any lifts or heaves. And then I'm going to move to the mitral valve and feel there. And again, no lifts or heaves or vibrations. Okay. And then I would just auscultate the same areas. Okay. And then, so S1 is the mitral and tricuspid valve closure, and S2 is the aortic and pulmonic valve closure. So I'm going to listen with my diaphragm in those same areas. Okay, so right here in the aortic valve, S2 is louder than S1, and so on the lub dub, the dub is louder. And then I'm going over here to my pulmonic valve, and the S2 is louder than the S1. And then I'm going down here to herbs, and it's equal. And I'm going to go down here to my fifth intercostal space on the left side to my tricuspid valve, and the S2 is louder, the S1 is louder than the S2, and so the lub is louder. And then again, midclavicular line, fifth intercostal space in the mitral valve, the S1 is louder than the S2, and so the lub is louder than the dub. So, and then of course I would stay here for a good full minute and listen to the AP and get the heart rate, for example 68, and I'll also tell you if it was regular or irregular. Okay, and then I would turn my stethoscope over, and with the bell I would listen for murmurs or S3s and 4s, again in the same areas. So starting here with the aortic, okay, don't hear anything, and then move over here to the pulmonic, you don't hear anything, and herbs, I don't hear anything, and move down here to the tricuspid valve, I don't hear any S3s or 4s or murmurs, and then finally the mitral valve, and again I do not hear any S3s or S4s or murmurs. And then to get a better listen to the tricuspid valve and the mitral valve, I would have him lean over to his left side so I could really get the heart up against the chest wall, and again have a closer listen for S3s and 4s and murmurs. And then I would sit him up and have him lean forward so we could get the top of the heart to push up against the chest wall, and I would check the aortic and the pulmonic valve for S3s and S4s and murmurs. Okay, so let me just double check and make sure. Okay, and yeah, no heaves or lifts. And then while I'm down here, I'm just going to go ahead and just check real quick for a brachial pulse. So I'll just go right here. So generally, let me just check. Okay, and I'm right here. Okay, that's a +2. And then I'll check your radial pulse, and that's also a +2. So hang on for one moment, and let me just make sure I got everything. Okay, and that is it.